and I was not raised in the church, and I had been taught at a young age to avoid the missionaries at all costs. My husband and I were married. He's a member, and he was just very patient with me, and I'd taken the discussions a few times and just thought, that's not for me, I don't want them to come back, things like that. Well, one day the phone rings, and there's this guy on the other end, and he says, hey, this is Elder Spears, we were just kind of in the neighborhood, wanted to know if we could come by and see you this afternoon, da-da-da. I had no idea what an elder even was. I thought that was his name, Elder. Well, my husband was in the corporate world, and I thought, oh, this is probably a business partner or somebody that's wanting to, get a job or whatever, somebody that was his friend. And he said, we, and I just assumed immediately it was his wife that he was talking about that was with him. Well, when my husband came home, I finished talking to Elder Spears and said, hey, yeah, sure, you guys come on over for dinner tonight, da-da-da-da. My husband came home and I said, hey, that guy, Elder? And he said, who? And I said, Elder, Elder. And he said, Lauren, what are you talking about? And I said, that guy, Elder Spears, him and I guess his wife, they're coming over for dinner. And he said, Lauren, do you realize you just invited the missionaries over for dinner? I said, what? And he said, yeah, you just invited the missionaries over for dinner. And I said, oh, you have to call them and tell them they cannot come. No, they're not coming over. And he said, nope, if you don't want them to come, you call them back and tell them they're not coming. And the Elder Spears was so sweet. And of course I just said, I can't call them back. And he said, you need to call them back. And I said, I'm not calling them back. So they came over, and that was the beginning of me being a member of the church for 20